We also this weekend lost Chadwick Boseman, the legendary actor who became famous for playing Jackie Robinson and then became a global icon for the Black Panther film. And I know that this hit the NBA community very hard and across the world of sports and obviously well beyond the world of sports. But I just wonder your thoughts on that this morning as well.
Absolutely. So what ends up happening, Notorious Big once said it, Greeny, either you sling crack rock or you got a wicked jump shot. And what he meant by that is when you're black in America, we usually see our outlets for success via sports and or entertainment. So a lot of times when you ascend to be a hero, like a Kobe Bryant, one of the greatest to ever do it, he becomes a hero in the black community. Chadwick Boseman, when you get a chance to do Black Panther, a superhero movie, you become an icon. So imagine in the same year, unfortunately, we lose the Black Mamba and Panther, okay? John Thompson, we talked about him being a pillar of strength also. And so it's important to nurture and love those loudly that you really care about, because we never know when it could be our last breath.
Yes, it is. 2020 has been a very difficult year, obviously, in so many different ways. I can tell you this, Jalen, having met Chad Boseman twice in my life. The first, they did an event when they were promoting the movie 42, so he was not famous at all at that time, and it was Chadwick Boseman, Harrison Ford, and Hank Aaron were there to promote the movie. Again, it was the Jackie Robinson story, and I hosted the event, and I had a chance to meet them, and Chadwick Boseman, again, was not famous, and he was a very soft-spoken, could not have been friendlier, nicer guy, and what I was struck by was that after he became very famous, he then, Jalen, I think you were there, he played in the Celebrity All-Star game when Mike and I coached that at the Garden. And what I was struck by was how he was exactly the same. He had now become a very, very famous person, but he could not have been more, he just couldn't have been friendlier to everybody. He was soft-spoken, but very thoughtful and interesting. He was just a nice man, and he kept this quiet. The world did not know that he was ill until all of a sudden one day you wake up and you read that he is gone. This was startling when we read this over the weekend.
Absolutely startling, Greeny, and you acknowledge something that's truly important. A lot of us are dealing with different levels of pain, depression, anxiety, especially during the pandemic. 180,000 American deaths, 6 million people have contracted it. We're quarantined in our homes with our families, and a lot of times you don't know what somebody's dealing with. So that's why it's really important that we stop judging other people in their situations, because over the last couple of years, there were a couple of pictures that came out even about him, and there were people actually judging those pictures based on his appearance and how it's changed. And so, again, people always make sure, don't necessarily bring flowers to the funeral. Bring somebody soup when they're sick.
That's beautifully said. Yes, there had been photos of him, and you saw how skinny he looked. And I think many of us assumed, because he was an actor, that he was doing it for a role, that he was going to play a part or something like that. Just horrible news over the weekend.